What's up, Supreme Squad? Welcome to the channel. Y'all, I got some tea to spill for you guys today. We are talking about Martell Holt. It looks like he got himself into a whole lot of trouble the other day, and he had to make amends for that. I'm going to tell you guys what happened, exactly what went down. But at the end of the day, it turns out Martell like old bees after all. I don't know if y'all remember, but his baby mama, AC, had made a comment a couple of months back where she said, Martell doesn't even like old bitches, right? She was talking about Sheree. Well, it turns out he does. And we all know he has mommy issues. So he's been looking for his mama for a long time, ever since him and Melody broke up, to be honest. So he will probably end up with an OB because we all know that AC does not fit the bill. I'm going to tell y'all a little more about that as we go through. If you guys miss Sheree in this dress right here, go over to my IG stories. After you finish watching this video, go over to my IG stories. Follow me over there. And then I want y'all to read the caption, what Martell did over there, okay? Read the caption. She's in this dress. She is showing herself. This dress, by the way, is see-through, and she has someone behind her filming her walk. So you can see her thangin', and you can get a little glimpse of them cheeks. She wants everybody to know that she still got it, okay? So do that after you watch this video. We're also going to talk about Andy Cohen. He is suing one of his employees, y'all. One of his cast members. He is gearing up to do so. I'm going to tell y'all what he has going on. We're also going to talk about Married to Medicine. This show is real controversial right now. But I want to ask you guys a question because people are forgetting what this show started as, what it was about from the very beginning, what it's been about. It hasn't changed. It's always been about the inner dynamics of friendship and marriages. And I want you guys to tell me right now who you believe was the worst couple of all time to represent Married to Medicine. Put it in the comments right now. A couple, it could be past, it could be present, that you saw on the show that you thought, or saw on the show and they're no longer there, and you thought, well, damn, that could have been real bad if they would have continued, or they need to go because they're an awful representation of Married to Medicine. Talk to me in the comments right now. We're also going to talk about what Quad and Sweet Tea have going on. But before we get started, y'all know what to do, okay? I am DYANAROZAY, and I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows and whatever is popping on social media. If you are not a subscriber, become one. Hit that button right now. Also, hit your notification bell. That way you don't miss anything that I have going on. Share the video. Like the video, everyone. And I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. So let's get it started. Y'all see the thumbnail. Let's get it started with Married to Medicine. I just asked y'all who y'all thought was the worst couple to ever represent on Married to Medicine. A lot of people have been asking for both Simone and Jackie to be canceled, child. A lot of respectability politics. Y'all can look that up. Respectability politics play a part in it. And Sweet Tea had a hard season for her first season, season 10. Now, when Sweet Tea showed up on that first episode, I went over to Sweet Tea's IG. I wrote her a congratulations note. I said, congratulations to you. I said, what you did was absolutely historic. You are showing up on a platform that was built by all of these ladies, but Quad, your husband's ex-wife, has been there since the beginning. Hell, she was probably there when it was just a concept in Mariah's mind, because her and Mariah were best friends. And here you are, bold as I don't know what. I was like, that girl has some cojones, and I liked it. I said, this is amazing, girl. Now, I knew that she was going to get hazed, but I thought, she'll come back season 2 and she'll be better than ever. Everybody has had a hazing on this show. Every one of these ladies have had a hazing. We're not going to pretend like they didn't. But I wanted to ask y'all who y'all thought was the worst couple, because people are, keep saying things like they don't represent well for Black people. It's unfortunate because people keep canceling people for what's essentially Black respectability politics. It's at the end of the day, what Jackie said was respectability politics, and what people keep saying to get people removed from shows is respectability politics. It's crazy, but we keep slinging it against each other. This cast is the most educated cast of all time of any reality TV show. don't matter what the zip code is either. Beverly Hills, what the OC, all of it. This is the cast, these Black women right here. And then Love and Marriage Huntsville comes in second. And everyone keeps ignoring all of the accomplishments to just talk about the dirt. But we're going to talk about the dirt on everybody, okay? Now, we're going to start with this couple right here, child. A lot of y'all may not remember this couple. This is John Connors and his wife, Jill. John was a plastic surgeon in Atlanta, and his wife, Jill, who was a lawyer who quit practicing to become the office manager. They had a little bit of time on Married to Medicine. Now, let me read you guys what happened during their off season, because I said I wanted to know who y'all thought was the worst to represent, because they were a part of the show and they didn't come back because of something that went down between the two of them. So check this out for people who don't remember. I heard Sweet Tea say last night that she was not an avid watcher of the show. And so she didn't have the history of all the couples. I'm going to give y'all some history, and I need y'all to put down who the worst couple was on the show. So we're going to start with John and Jill. Okay. Jill Connors struck her husband, John Connors, in the face and then attacked him with a spoon before allegedly attacking herself with a kitchen knife in an incident that occurred in August of 2015. This was a big news story when it went down. The 38-year-old tried to claim that it was her husband who was actually attacking her, and she called 911 while screaming, "My husband is attacking me." The police got there and they did not believe it was her husband. They ended up arresting her and charging her with assault and also cruelty to children, because she did this in front of her children, you guys. After she was booked into the county jail, she was released on a $4,000 bond. And her spouse ran and got a restraining order against her and was also given temporary custody. I'm reading this from the Daily Mail, you guys. Anyway, it goes on to say, he also withdrew $250K from their joint bank account, leaving her virtually broke. So once that woman was in jail, that man went to work, got the restraining order, got a temporary custody, primary custody order for the children, and took every dollar they had out of the joint bank account. Jill is reportedly, this was back in the day, so Jill was reportedly trying to get it all back. She had, explained everything in divorce papers. She admits later on that it was her who hit him first and also who started everything. She said that she began attacking herself with that knife in the arm and in the chest, yelling, "He's cutting me." Okay, so I guess she pulled a Karen before the term Karen even became popular, but she did it against her husband, child. Check that out. The incident occurred after Dr. Connors, John Connors, found text messages between his wife and another man on on her cell phone. So she's cheating. He confronts her. She attacks herself and try to pretend like he did it to her. Crazy. She had also ripped her husband's shirt off, scratched his back during the attack to make it seem like they were in a physical fight, and he had done those things to her. She had 3 children, ages 11, 9, and 7 at the time, who saw the entire thing go down, you guys. She later admitted to having a boyfriend at the same time she was married. Check that out. This couple entered Married to Medicine during the 3rd season. And after this incident, of course, they did not come back. But like I said, prominent plastic surgeon. She was his office manager. However, she was trained as a lawyer, law degree, the whole nine, and just ended up, I guess, when he said, "This is it, we're breaking up," or whatever, she lost it. But y'all remember their big scene was with Heavenly and Damon. So Heavenly and Damon being both doctors, John had said something out of pocket about Heavenly, either that she was a loudmouth and that she controls, I think this is what he said, she controlled Damon told him what to do. Now I'm doing this all from memory, and y'all can help me out in the comments if y'all don't remember it like that. I do. Heavenly got real upset, and then she made Damon film with John, and Damon said, I don't appreciate what you said about my wife. That wasn't cool. She doesn't control me, yada, yada, yada. And John said, listen, if you had a problem with it, you should have said something to me when it happened. You're coming at me 2 weeks later about this. Now, Damon had a real laid back personality. He was, running the hospital. He did not like a lot of drama. So he always stayed back and he was quiet. He let Heavenly do whatever. He's not like that anymore. If y'all watch season 10, when Eugene grabbed him by the arm, he pushed Eugene up and said, hey, don't ever touch me like that. And then basically controlled Eugene. You can tell that he was very much so like, don't ever put your hands on me that aggressively because it will be some problems. But he has his own practice now. So I guess he doesn't care about the reputation of the hospital. He don't have to worry about that, even though he has a great reputation, y'all. He's a great doctor, has a great reputation. And I also want to point out that Heavenly, because I know sometimes people feel picked on, Heavenly has got into it with literally every man and woman on the cast. She's had something to say with every man and woman on the cast. So just an FYI, that has always been the role that she has played. This is not new. But y'all can let me know what y'all think about John and Jill. Let me know what y'all think about Heavenly Child. I know some of y'all already started. We all know Mariah. Mariah started this show. That's her and her husband, Aiden. She is no longer a part of the show, had gotten into it with the production team that brought the show to the network, ended up getting paid out and having to leave the show for good. But this was her concept, history making concept, Married to Medicine, again, about friendships, about marriages. We got to see an inside view into marriages like we've never seen before. And every season, they ended with them all going on a cast trip and, working out their differences. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but they hash out their friendships, any problems they have in their friendship, and they hash out anything they have going on in their marriages. So this is a superior idea in reality TV that we've never seen before, ever. Love this show. So I just want to give Mariah her props. Okay. Now let's talk about another couple on the show that was interesting. This is Lisa Nicole and Darren. Y'all remember them? Child, Lisa Nicole and Darren were history making. Lisa Nicole was a fashion designer. I saw her in person, by the way, last year, I think like August sometime. Lisa Nicole is stunning. She does not look the same way she does on TV. Beautiful woman, gorgeous. And she loves her some Dr. Darren. She loves him. But that man had a reputation for not being faithful. He had girlfriends. He had a lot of people that I guess at that damn hospital that chases after him. I don't know if he still works at the hospital or not. I do know that Lisa Nicole does not play. And I believe it was just 2.5 years ago, and she's not even on the show anymore. 2.5 years ago, this woman was still airing Darren out on social media. There was a woman who was calling him, and she put out an audio tape where you can hear her tell Darren, tell your bitch not to call me, not to call you anymore, not to call you anymore. And you hear him like, okay, stop. All right. It was crazy, y'all. Y'all can probably Google it and find it, but it was crazy. And I just pointed it out because they really did have a challenging relationship. People think that because you're a doctor, you don't act a certain way, you don't talk a certain way. Once you get to a certain income bracket, that stops you from having human emotions and feeling a certain way. It does not. These people are rich. These things happen whether it's on the show or off the show. It's real life, and people relate to it because it's real life. But this was one of their stories. Y'all remember that. What else was I going to say about Lisa Nicole? Lisa Nicole tried to get pregnant on the show. Y'all remember that? She had a health issue and she should not have gotten pregnant because it was going, exacerbate things, and she could have probably lost her life, but she was trying to save her marriage and she said she wanted to have another baby. I think they showed Darren at the strip club. He used to go to the strip club in between surgeries, I guess, leave the hospital, go to the strip club, wherever he was going. I don't know if it was Magic City or not, but wherever he was going, he was so well known that they called his name when he came in the door. Hey, Dr. Darren. It was crazy to see that on the show. But yeah, that was history making. That was history making. What else? Let's talk about Quad and Dr. G, y'all. Now, Quad and Dr. G also challenging relationship on screen. They really never looked happy, to be honest. Beautiful couple. I think that this is such an attractive picture of the two of them. Beautiful couple. And this is no respect to Sweet Tea Child. I'm just talking about the history of the couples. No respect to Sweet Tea, but we know that they came onto the show with some records. They had both got arrested, an arrest record for putting hands on each other. I forgot who released that information. I think it may have been Mariah who put that out there, but people ended up looking it up. And Quad was new in her marriage, and she was also really trying to find herself. She wanted a career really bad, and she didn't like the idea that people thought that she was just a housewife. So she wanted to establish a business and establish herself. Dr. G just wanted her to get busy with making babies, and she was not ready. Okay, y'all remember in her finding her niche, she decided that she was going to start a doggy fashion wear line. She did that on the show. She was dyeing those dogs' hair every other week. She was like, "These are my babies." She did not want to get pregnant at all, and she did not until she figured out something that was successful for her. And I think that was the cookbook. I think she had some spices. Then she became a co host on Sister Circle. And when she did that, nobody could tell her anything. But again, growing pains that all played out on the show, and people they attacked Quad. The castmates or cast members attacked Quad all the time, basically telling her to slow down. You don't know everything, girl. It's going to be okay. You just got to, you're just having these first year growing pains in your marriage. And she did not understand it, didn't get it, didn't care to get it either. But that got them all the way to divorce court. The happiest I had ever saw Quad and Dr. G at the same time in this marriage is when she threw herself this Brazilian birthday party. Y'all remember Quad came dressed in this getup with the headgear and the suit, and she was stunning, child, but she wanted everybody to know what she was working with. And Dr. G had the same look in his eye that he had in season 10 when he saw Quad at that damn Med Gala. He saw her and he couldn't take his eyes off of her. Dr. G did the same exact thing on this episode when she was wearing this headgear. Now, I'm not trying to make any problems, but Sweet Tea said, I'm not an avid watcher. I don't know why people feel like he was staring at her a certain way, because we saw him stare at her a certain way, child. He couldn't take his eyes off of Quad when she had this thing on, this get up on in this episode. It was absolutely, honestly, I said, you know what? They're going to make it. After I saw that scene, I said, Quad and Dr. G are going to make it, because he was stunned by her. He was stunned then, and he was stunned in season 10 finale episode 2, child. I'm just gonna put it out there. Y'all let me know what y'all think. That Med Gala, he was looking at her the same exact way. But Quad had a history of just being horrible and sloppy on this show. From everything, y'all remember Lisa Nicole had said that Quad was in a lesbian relationship with Mariah, and then Quad turned around and brought a man onto the platform and said that that man was engaging in a relationship with Dr. Darren. Now, that was wild, okay? She said that Mariah used drugs. She said Toya was a drunk driver. She's done a lot of stuff that she forgets about, and right now people are going to bat for her and saying, "Oh my God, you guys are trying to tear Quad down. You don't like Quad." Quad has had some moments on the show that has been really hard on other people. I don't know. Sometimes people forget. I understand. People forget. Quad herself may have forgotten, but everybody has had some hard things happen on this show, including Quad. Okay. She's done things to others, and some people have done things to her. But y'all can let me know if y'all think that Quad and Dr. G are in the running for being the worst couple, child. Let's talk about Dr. Contessa and Scott. Whew. They also very challenging as a couple on Married to Medicine. Both of these people are doctors. Both of them are doctors. And at one point, Dr. Contessa was strongly hinting that Dr. Scott might not have been, respectful in the household. She kind of suggested that he could have been cheating, that he was. She said something like, "I don't know who he talks to or who sends him messages," and I think he even admitted to talking to people through like DMs and stuff to other women. But she also made it seem like he wanted a woman that was more domesticated, more at home with the children, cooking, cleaning, things like that. They seem to have worked things out though. They both have a practice. They run a practice together, and they're sticking it out. They're still married today. But when they were on the show, it was challenging. They were hazed. Dr. Contessa, when she first came in, she had a hard personality. I don't think the rest of the doctors liked her at all. And she got into it with Toya. Y'all remember when she told Toya, "Eagles don't fly with chickens," and then Toya said, "Well, I'm a chicken hawk," and she had no idea what that meant. Eagle is as high on the birds, on the level of birds as you can go, and Toya had a Portia moment where she was like, "How did they get the train through the railroad, through the Underground Railroad?" That was the moment. It was very equivalent to that. But y'all can let me know what y'all thought of that one. Um, Cecil and Simone, real life problems. People have problems like this in their marriage. Cecil lost his job. He was, I think, in technology. I think he worked for Coca-Cola. Y'all know that technology, it moves at the speed of light and it's really hard to catch up. You will eventually be phased out. He wasn't ready. He got phased out. Simone, she is still doing her thing. She is a doctor, OBGYN. She's a surgeon. Um, and she was getting it. She was at the height of her career when he lost his job. She had just bought a second home. She bought that car. Y'all remember she had an Aston Martin delivered to the house. He walked outside. He was already feeling bad. He walked outside and was like, who does this belong to? And she said, "It's mine." He said, "Give me the keys." He jumped in that car before she jumped in the car and sped down the street like a speed demon. Okay. But they have since that was a hard problem for their marriage. That was a hard part of their marriage. And Cecil and Simone, out of all the couples, they seem to be the most um what's the word, they seem like best friends. They seem like best friends. They were always joking and finishing each other's sentences. It was great to watch them be so close, but they had that really hard moment that almost broke them up. And when they say that they rallied to keep their marriages together, they're right. Because the way the cast came together and said, "We're not going to let you two break up," was beautiful. Hell, the way Simone, when Quad had said Dr. Darren was out there with another man, I think it was Simone who said, "I don't believe that. I don't believe that, and I'm not going to let you do that, Quad." They all came together and said, "We don't believe you. You're making it up." Y'all remember that? That was powerful because a lot of people would just let it fly. And for as ugly as they all have been to each other on some occasion, when it came to marriage and family, they will get into each other's business and say, "No, that's not true, and don't do that." So that's a really important point to make. Y'all know these two, child, Dr. Jackie and Curtis. Curtis, same thing. He didn't like to be called Dr. Jackie's husband. He felt emasculated because Dr. Jackie had such a strong presence on the show that he went and had an affair and he made it public. He wanted people to see it. So he's hand in hand at the airport with some woman, right? And it gets back to Dr. Jackie, of course. Horrible moment. She was very embarrassed. At the time, Dr. Jackie was really trying to conquer those big issues in medicine, like breast cancer, showing that she had one of her breasts cut off, kept the other one. She was like, it's just a reminder that she's a survivor and what she's been through. And she did the calendar. She was very much putting that in the forefront. She did a lot with putting history and stuff out there with the show. She also wanted a child, and she said that's her biggest regret, that having cancer robbed her of her ability to have a baby. And she even tried or asked to adopt one. She wanted to have that conversation with Curtis, who did not want to hear it, shut her down immediately. Absolutely not. It's never going to happen. Just really ugly and nasty. But Dr. Jackie, also a person that's getting it. We know that she is the one who's making the checks over there. And again, things that happen in real life in everybody's marriage. But I loved it. Y'all let me know who y'all think is the worst couple. Now we're going to talk about Toya and Eugene. This was the youngest couple on the show. I loved Eugene. I love Eugene and Toya's relationship, even though I know people don't. But Toya just now is coming into her own with the wine business that she's doing now. I think she has a sponsorship or an ambassadorship, and they pay her to promote wine. Um, and y'all remember at the opening of this season, Eugene says to Toya when she's going to show the girls what she's doing, he said, if they don't react the way you want them to, just remember it's okay, because they haven't supported you before. They may not support you now. And I was like, that's what I'm talking about. That was beautiful to see. That's how you're supposed to support each other as husband and wife. But they are in a good place now. They even said that they were, at a point where they're going to break up. And it seemed because Toya has an idea for what she wants marriage to be. And Eugene works every second of every minute to give it to her, child. Toya, this might be the first job we've seen her have outside of being a cast member on the show, but this is her first job. And y'all remember when Toya was, they were about to go bankrupt, or they did go bankrupt. They were in that big house. They went bankrupt. Toya's mom came onto the show and said, Toya, we didn't raise you like this. Get a job, right? And now Toya's living her best soft life. I love it. I love it. I love it. I wish we see more of it on all things. Who else was a cast member on the show that I talk about? Oh, I also want to talk about this. Let's talk a little bit more about Jackie. A lot of people are upset that people were accusing Quad of possibly setting Dr. Jackie up and releasing this old video where Dr. Jackie is doing the respectability politics thing. I need Black women to do this so that, white doctors can think of you a certain way. That's always the wrong thing to do. Black people do this a lot with respectability politics, but it's always the wrong thing to do, okay? Everybody is human. Everybody has these moments. We're not in that place anymore. And it's very possible, I'm just putting it out here, when people said that there's no way in hell that Quad would have done that, it's very possible Quad could have done that. I think in the first or second episode, Phaedra and Dr. Jackie, or not Phaedra, excuse me, Dr. Jackie and Heavenly go over to Phaedra's house to have lunch. And they asked Phaedra, why did you bring Quad to Sweet Tea's bridal shower? And Phaedra says something like, I know you guys are friends. Dr. Jackie hard stops Phaedra. She said, me and Quad aren't friends. We're not friends. We don't talk. That's way too hard of a word. That's too much. You're putting too much on what Quad and I have going on, because we're not friends. That was such a crazy thing to see. And I said that when I did my first review, like, what the hell does Quad and Jackie got going on where she would stop Phaedra like that? Now, Carlos King did an interview with the fellas the other day. It was Eugene and Cecil. And Eugene and Cecil said, there's so much going on that you guys don't see. They tie these pieces together to give a story for the audience, but it's always way more than you see, right? And I said then, when I heard Dr. Jackie say, me and Quad aren't friends, that Dr. Jackie does not care for Quad in any way, shape, or form. And at the end of the reunion, that first part of the reunion where Quad goes over and she's crying, she's like, Dr. Jackie, I can't believe that you would think I would do that. And Dr. Jackie is just stone faced. And she said, well, I don't know you well enough, Quad. I was like, damn, there's something going on between them, y'all. I'm just going to put that out there. There's something going on between them, and I don't know. I'm not sure if it's gonna get better. I'm not sure if it's gonna come out, but it's possible. I know people are saying that it's Buffy who released it. We'll see. Buffy hasn't come out and said she didn't, child, but we'll see. Anyway, Quad wrote this the other day. She said, this was yesterday actually. She said, it's a shame when people have mentally built so much hatred towards you. No matter what you do, they find fault. You can give them a kidney today and they will still say, why didn't you give it to me last week? Never focusing on the fact that I just gave them a better quality of life. Hashtag married to medicine. A lot of people are trying to figure out what was this about. Is she talking about Phaedra? Is she talking about, I don't know, Sweet Tea? Who did you give a better quality of life to? I'm curious, child, but she got 52,000 views on it. That was yesterday. It probably has way more today. She also said that she has not signed anything. Okay. Someone said, child, you signed that contract because, you know, Dr. Heavenly said it. According to your girl Heavenly and tweeting up a storm, you are unloading the clip way too early. She said, I haven't signed anything. And Sweet Tea hasn't signed anything either, y'all. Apparently, Sweet Tea is questioning returning because she felt like this first season was really hard on her and it's probably way too hard on her marriage. She could be right. That first year is tough. And when I say first year tough, I mean in marriage, period. The first 7 years of marriage is tough. So if she's not solid in that marriage, she definitely doesn't want to come back because her storyline for the next 3 years at least is going to be Quad. And Quad, even though she keeps saying things like, I don't have anything against a girl, if y'all listen to the opening of that first episode of the reunion, season 10, when Andy said, did you guys do anything special to prepare? Sweet Tea says, I took some vitamin D. And then Quad start teasing, what you mean vitamin D, girl? What that mean? And Sweet Tea says, wouldn't you like to know? If you listen to the tone in Quad's voice, she went, I already had it. I do know. Ciao. And then she makes it light. She goes, I already know. I already had it. She starts giggling that out. Uh-uh. Quad has done that a couple of times to Sweet Tea, and she likes to be really nice, nasty. She'll do something incredibly nasty that everybody sees, and then she'll pull it back. I don't know why no one's paying attention to that. Sweet Tea is making all this drama right now about her and Heavenly. Heavenly really isn't the problem. It really is Quad. Even if Quad doesn't want Dr. G back, she's been giving Sweet Tea hell and making the girl seem like she's not smart or connected. And I just wanted to point that out. People might be wrong at the wrong person right now. Quad really is doing the most, even though people have been taking, up for her, saying she shouldn't have, y'all shouldn't have been so hard on her about Simone saying that her niece had passed. Sweet Tea again in an interview said, none of us took it that way. Andy was the one who actually was like bearing down and saying, what incident, what incident? And even Quad said, I'm surprised production left it in. She had also made the comment, Quad also made the comment that there was a lot of crazy things that was going on that reunion set, and so she was surprised production left that scene in. That's how she said it. She wasn't blaming Simone at all. And from what I'm understanding, her and Simone are talking right now, even though Simone had said, you and I don't talk anymore. They're really trying to make amends. So y'all can let me know what y'all think about it. Tell me who y'all think in the comments, child. I'll post it. I'll post it somewhere. We're going to get to the next story, which is Andy Cohen and Leah Sweeney. Andy Cohen and Leah Sweeney. Leah, if y'all didn't know, is suing Andy Cohen, saying that he likes to ski on the slopes every once in a while. He's been accused of that by others. Kathy Griffith, who is a comedian, said that she's been on the show. She said, I've seen him do it on set at the actual studio. He's invited me to do it with him. Well, Andy Cohen did not take to that too well. He didn't like it. Leah Sweeney has accused a cast member on Bravo's reality shows. So she's accusing Andy of doing it, as well as inviting her into one of his, I guess, sex parties. Andy Cohen has fired back, though. In this article, it says the lawyers don't mince words, saying virtually everything she said about Cohen is baseless and false. But on the incident about the white stuff, the little snow, they are demanding a retraction immediately, demanding a retraction and withdraw all allegations to Mr. Cohen's purported use of this particular drug. And if she does not, they are going to be filing a lawsuit against Leah. So Andy Cohen is so upset that he said, I will file a lawsuit against Leah. That is crazy. Um, the legal team continued to be clear. These allegations are categorically false. Mr. Cohen has never used any substance with any cast member on Real Housewives or any other Bravo employee. The absence of this reasonable basis to make such allegations, the absence of any reasonable basis to make such allegations is confirmed by your pleading itself. Jesus. So they're basically like, if you don't get this together, girl, you are there. There's no one else saying this. This is just you. Now, like I said, Kathy Griffith has come out and said it, but they're saying never with a housewife, never with a Bravo employee ever. So they're denying that part. Check it out. It continues to say, the truth matters. Litigation cannot be used to create fake news, and it cannot be used as a vehicle to spread false and malice lies. In furtherance, this is a shakedown. Andy Cohen is accusing Leah of shaking him down for money. We demand that you issue an immediate retraction and apologize to Mr. Cohen. And every day you fail to do so will only increase damages suffered by Mr. Cohen. Child, that's crazy. Now, Leah's response is that she is flabbergasted that Andy wants to keep bringing this information up to the press rather than letting it play out in court. She says she's not moving anything anywhere. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all of that in the comments. That is something else. Ugh. Well, let's talk about this, child. Let's talk about, y'all let me know what y'all think about Andy Cohen and this cast stuff. He's ready to sue. Like I said, people are sue happy. People are sue happy right now on these casts, on these networks. But him suing Leah, that's new. So, or him suing an employee, that's new. So let's see what that looks like. Now let's talk about Martell Holt. I told y'all that he got into it. It is a problem over there in his household, or I know they got two separate houses. So whoever was at the house at the time, or whose house they were at the time. But y'all see when this video dropped, Martell quickly liked it. Okay, you see Martell Holt and others. Be careful. Don't let her walk away because she may never look back. Now, if you didn't know, I didn't take any pictures of it. Y'all can check it out on TikTok. There's a video that AC just put out not too long ago, maybe a week ago, week or two, where she is walking up a flight of steps at the gym and Martell is actually filming her butt. BUTT. Okay. He has a camera angled at her butt like he loves it. She's walking up them steps. And then while she's exercising, he's taking different angles of it. So, of course, he's convinced her that he only has eyes for her. She be having those good moments where they have their little romp and she thinks she's the only one. And she believes that, he doesn't like old bees, without ever taking in consideration that soon she's going to be the old bee that he's talking about, because he will always like them younger. Okay, period. And if she knew anything about history, if she read a book, if she was smart, she would get these things early so that she doesn't eat all of her youth. But it's a slow train for her. We all know that. We all know that, right? Martell has mama issues. So it is more than likely that he will find himself with an older woman than a younger woman any damn way, because he needs a woman that's going to take care of him in a way that he feels his mama slacked, okay? He needs to be babied. He needs to be taken care of. He wants food on the table. He wants to be back in the lifestyle that he had grown accustomed. He wants to be taken care of the way Melody took care of him. Period. Whatever his complaints, you don't cook for me. Y'all remember that from the show? You don't cook for me. You do everything else, but you don't cook for me, and you don't take care of me here. Okay. um, I bet your bottom dollar he will find himself with an older woman. But I said all that to say I got some tea that Martell lost, or not even Martell, AC lost her damn mind when she saw Martell like this video and it had hit all the blogs. She lost her damn mind, okay? Because she, again, believes that she is the only one. She's just not too bright. And Sheree, of all the people that he's liking, because y'all know Martell doesn't follow Sheree, but he's still keeping an eye on it. He's still keeping an eye on it. And when it pops up, he couldn't help himself. That finger hit that like button so damn fast, he couldn't even help himself. And AC doesn't follow Martell, but she also keeps a close eye on what he's liking. And she does not like it when he does this. In fact, what came to me is she said, if I did this to you, you would have had a fit. You would have had a fit. And Martell had the nerve to say that he wouldn't, which we all know is a lie because he would do it just to keep her in check. She said that you don't like old bees. And he said, I never said that, child. And that's when they started going at each other verbally, not physically, verbally. But at the end of it, Martell had to take that like off of this picture. He had to take the like off the picture. It is no longer liked by Martell Holt. Y'all let me know what y'all think over there in the comments, okay? Let me know if y'all think that Martell's going to end up with an old B, okay, in her words, and how soon it's going to come. I feel like it's going to be sooner than later because Martell needs some help. He needs some help. And according to Carlos King and just according to some of the comments that I see out there, the older women are a little more forgiving with Martell than the younger women. There are women, older women that can't stand him, but there are some older women that really think that Martell just needs the right woman, and they think that they're the right woman, okay? But y'all let me know what y'all think about everything that we discussed today, child. My voice is, I'm going to lose it in a second. Let me know what everything that we discussed today in this video. Who do you think is the worst married to medicine couple to date? I can barely speak. Married to medicine couple to date, past and present. You can use past and present. Let me know what y'all think about Andy Cohen possibly suing Leah Sweeney. He's gearing up to do so. They said every day that she goes without an apology and a retraction, that's going to make the damages even bigger for her. That's the same crap that Maurice said to the bloggers. He said, I want an apology and a retraction. If you don't, that he was going to take that to court. Let me know what y'all think about that. That's an interesting comment that's being thrown around. Let me know what y'all think about Quad, child. About Quad saying, I ain't signed nothing yet. And Sweet Tea saying that, I haven't signed anything. I'm really debating whether or not I should come back. If y'all remember like the worst hazing moments that happened between any of the cast, put that in the chat. If Sweet Tea could see this video, she probably will feel a little differently because I know she hasn't watched the show. Like we watched the show, but everybody has had their moment. And I think Sweet Tea will be better in her second season. But y'all let me know. Let me know. Talk to me. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, share it. That way others can find it. And I appreciate every single one of y'all for rocking with me. Bye-bye.